was looking at the, I don't know if you can see the pattern in this or not. How they it's kind of a quarter, but it's done all the way down through here. Good morning. We are at it again. Where are we? We Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio,
Indiana,
Michigan. Where are we?
Aurora, Indiana.
Aurora, Indiana. Matt and I are up here. Matt's delivering mud demons, and I flew up here to help do some training on one. So here's a brand new 305 in the back of the truck. Oh, we got something new. I'm gonna show you. That's pretty cool. So the percentage gauge is now a mud demon gauge. Isn't that cool? And then of course you got your pressure gauge here. But it's all bright and shiny. I see Matt's got a bucket of anti-stick. I've talked him into it. But yeah, we've got two. He is taking this one, I think to Akron, Ohio, which is about 3 or 4 hours away. And then he actually got here a day earlier than he thought he was going to be here. So he actually pumped one yesterday without me while I was on the dadgum airplane. So so they are getting acclimated to their pump. Something that's new to me that they actually, I'm going to try it. You've got enough hoses to just set the machine down to bring your other machine to this end and plug it in, and you're that much further from the concrete truck and the splatters and anything else that concrete truck drivers can do to our equipment. They seem to like to molest our equipment with their water hose. I'm gonna start calling them sprinklers.
Yeah.
That's all they do is sprinkle everything with water. Wash all our oil off our hoppers. But what'd y'all pump this 6-yard patio?
Yeah.
With Matt's permission, I might put that piece of video in this video to show y'all that day. You did make a YouTube short on the. There was this YouTube short. How many views you had this morning?
I think it's like 1,500.
So it's, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mud demon, doing a patio, 100 feet of line. I don't know, I think it's like 6 yards or something like that. Standard P-rock mix is what they're using for a stamp patio. Halfway done already. This is the standard flow machine. 2.5 inch line.
Pretty good. Is that on the Mud Demon channel, or is that what?
No, that's my individual one.
Oh, your individual one. Okay.
I'm not a social media guy.
I'm gonna have to post a link to that so y'all can go subscribe, and we'll see if we can start making Matt some beer money from YouTube, like the rest of us. But the agitator on these is different than mine. They're a newer model. Did you say it turns a little bit slower, but more torque?
Slower, more torque, and then so the agitator is different, and then we have the new output gauges.
Yeah, yep. I already showed them the gauge. I was so excited to show it, so I went ahead and showed it without you. And of course, we've got the good old "Made in the USA" sticker. I'm trying to talk Matt into wrapping one for the World of Concrete, like American flag or something.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Or maybe the Muddyfeet edition. Maybe we can have a white one with a bunch of feet prints all over it. I think that'd be cool.
We can do that too. We'll be there.
But yep, that'll be at the World of Concrete 2026.
Yep.
All that. So, and Matt brought him some. What's the proper name for these? I call them hose. I call them hose demons.
Line cradles.
These are line. He brought some line cradles. You can find those on Amazon on Conform's Amazon page.
Yep.
So that's where I've bought some off there myself. For some reason, it does look smaller sitting here. I know it's not.
From the videos and pictures and everything and working on it, and then when you see it like in the back of a short bed pickup,
Yeah.
and it doesn't stick past the tailgate, it just shows you how compact it actually
I'm thinking
is.
maybe it's they got these 60-foot tall trees too.
Yeah.
That I'm not used to seeing. Well, not 60, probably about 40 or 50. So maybe the big trees in the background do that. I don't know. They got big trees here though. I can tell you that. How's the does he have a cigarette lighter, or are you having to clamp it to a battery?
Toggles.
To a battery?
This one we're doing the battery.
Oh, the little deal of brown sugar. You know what that's for.
Yep.
So yeah, instead of using the cigarette lighter, which you have two options, you've got the cigarette lighter and then you've got the clamps. So you can use either one as long as you just got 12-volt supply. It doesn't take a lot of battery power, but you do have to have 12 volts. And so he'll go back here to the battery on the skidster. That box. Do something different with that. But so it's a 259D. It is a standard flow machine. It's not a high flow machine. And then just find him a ground somewhere, a bolt. That'll power it up. And it's showing 12, which I guess the alternator will kick it up some more.
Yeah, that's just dead running. That's where the battery's at. So as soon as it starts running, it'll go to 13. So
there's all your manual valves are down there, so in case, in case. And then I guess he brought the hose isn't here yet, is it?
it must be in the back of Kane's truck.
Is that Kane?
No.
Oh.
No.
So you get the reducer.
So what you get with the machine is a 4-inch heavy-duty adjustable clamp and a 4-to-3 reducing elbow.
That comes standard.
That comes standard with each machine. This customer got a 4-to-4 sweep elbow, another 4-inch clamp, and then 2.5-inch hose. So he's got clamps for 2.5-inch. I think he had 200 feet of hose, 2.5-inch.
Yeah. And then get some tools. There's some Allen wrenches that are in there.
Standard tool set for the hose fittings and stuff like that. Grease gun comes with the machine. We'll get a shirt made yet with Dan's hammer.
We gotta get Dan's hammer.
We'll get one printed up for him.
That's the funny. It's the funniest things they catch on and stay. Dan mentions to me in my videos a couple of times I should have brought the hammer, and I named it Dan's hammer, and now it's just Dan's hammer. So, well, it looks good. The project here they got going on. They got some sidewalks. Was there something around back, or is it just this?
I think there's steps or something in the back.
I'll go look and see.
We're just trying to get the most of the training that we can. We did one yesterday. We'll do one today. So he'll do this one all on his own today.
We can't say nothing.
Well, try to let him do it. So, yeah, he'll get it.
And the mix looked pretty good yesterday.
Looked real good.
Looked good.
Probably could have water primed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Round stone.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
round stone. That's good.
It was nice.
The twist to get to be a pain in the butt with these. Tip wants to try to fight you.
So if he gets a little bit of dirt on the face of this, does that matter?
That won't matter. And if you get some little concrete buildup, especially with these not being adjustable, that could throw a fit to you. But or the gaskets, they got grout.
Worry about
Typically, if you're going to have any kind of clamp, it's going to be on these three up here by the ready mixer driver.
Pin.
But they're the big. You need to. They're kind of a square. I don't know what do you call those pins. They got a loop at the bottom, so when you put it through, it catches inside of that V. But it's a bigger pin. It's about like that.
I can get a link to you because you can get them off Amazon.
They're bulkier, bigger for the bigger clamps. They're just.
But it's like you could fit it and it'll go around your hand. It's big enough to where
Yeah.
it's quick and easy. It's not this.
Is it like the ones on the trailer it pin through and has a piece of loops around?
Similar to them, but it's not as. It's just a smaller diameter for the wire to go through. The pin.
Is that 24 inch? So what? How they classify that?
It's the radius from here to here, so that must be like what 18 inches from here to the center. The radius is what they go by.
Oh, they don't go to the length of it.
No, it's
There's measurements on here.
no.
It's 28 inches to here.
So if the 18, so it's an 18-inch radius.
So mine's probably at 12 then, because it's not near that big. Or
12 or 10.
yeah, whatever it comes at.
I can move that.
So that's going to be kind of cumbersome.
That's the only downfall with those plastic trays. You drop that big elbow in it, she'll crack.
Yeah. They have a tractor. Y'all have tractor supplies here? Sure, y'all do.
Yeah.
We're getting everything ready. Like I said, this is our second day to have it, to pump with it. So it's a little bit different. The cat's on setting dog auxiliary, but we've got this sidewalk to do. I'm guessing probably about 3 yards for the sidewalk. We got a front mixer. We're not used to those in Texas. This actually may be my first time to be on a job site for me, to be the front loader. So Matt's got maybe a 299 is what Matt has on for a Caterpillar skidster. So he's more familiar with that cab than I am. It's hard to stand here and just watch. That's the hardest part of this job that I have right here. But oh, you after Matt?
Got the remote. Hey, you got the remote for it?
What's that?
You take the remote for it?
Should be in that box there. No, we put that.
Oh, it's a good day to run in manual mode. You can see the relief on Matt's face. Wasn't sure where the remote was. Hey, I went 10 years without a remote. It's no big deal.
I have an extra remote in my truck for that whole fuck. But
Used to run yours as manual for a while. How come? So expensive for them?
No, a lot of the concrete companies just would have a lot of junk in their drums, so I sit at the hopper anyway most of the time.
Watch it anyway.
So
Yeah.
I just, when I bought that new pump at the time, I didn't order a remote with it because I'm like, well, at the pump anyway, so
Right.
no sense spending $3,000 for something I'm not going to use.
Yeah.
But they're a lot better now, and so I use mine a lot. And
So right now it's in manual mode. Just push it.
so we're talking about the remote now. So right now we're in manual mode.
Hold it. Yep. There you go. Then you can tell it also.
See the remote changed over to the blue light.
Not only turns the remote on, you physically have to turn the remote mode on the machine. Yeah. And then for like your agitator, you have to push and hold to turn your agitator on and off. That's what you're doing. I might be going the wrong direction.
I don't think you got hydraulics.
No, we're dropping power when I do that. See, it resets because it's back connection.
Got a back connection. You're on manual, but it still should kick
It
on.
shows error on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hit E-stop, it's in manual mode. Go ahead and put pump forward. And increase the volume. Go like 100%. Oh, stop. Before you pull the prime in, typically we need to make sure that this is lined up with the stroke, or it's at the end of the stroke. So, but that's fine. You have it sorted.
I like the little boot they got on the top of there. That keeps the splatters down pretty good.
That boot?
That's typically where I get a lot of my splatters is from the top of the chute on ours. Well, that'll make you jealous. Keep your foot on it. That way, if it does plug, you'll feel it right then. You can stop it. Oh yeah, it's going. See, I want to find out about that. You're talking about what's the minimum RPMs to get the maximum amount of the GPM of your pump.
Right, out of the skid steer.
Yeah,
And then obviously every manufacturer is going to be different. But
yeah. I'm gonna find that. I need to find that out. It'd be nice if you had a preset. You could just
right.
hit a preset on
I
there.
think you can on yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's an attachment.
Yeah. I'll have to
Like
look
you
at
run
it.
a sweeper or anything like that.
You just hit the preset.
Program it to a preset.
That would be cool. I guess if you read the manual, you might can find that kind of stuff out.
Ask your sales guy.
Yeah. Jeff with the G, guess what? I guess I can pull some hose. Hell. So yeah, so we're cooking along. This is a standard flow machine, like I said in the past, but that's not a bad little stream, especially with a sidewalk. But he is at 80%, it looks like, carrying about almost 1,000, 950 on the pressure. Not a bad slump. So yeah, so that's like I said in the past videos, if you buy one from us, one of us, Matt or I or both, come out and get you trained up and get you going on it. We don't show you how to pump, we just show you how to run the machine.
That's right.
So don't get those two mixed up. There's a lot of variables to pumping, and you cannot teach somebody that in 2 days. What percentage do you have it at now? 50%? Do you know what the GPM of that pump is?
It's roughly 20.
20?
Brand new, 22 gallons a minute is what they claim, but he's got quite a few hours on it, so I'm guessing it's a little less than that.
Loosened up a little bit. But he's only running that at 50%.
Well, he was doing 80 there.
Needs to back off a little bit. How would y'all normally poured this? For the buggy, or how would y'all normally poured this?
Either our buggy, because we got a bid for it now, or we got a hydraulic hopper for that skid steer.
Oh, okay. Or and just run back and forth.
Yeah, and then we just got some extended chutes made. Like we got one that's 6 foot long.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. That's off him just before that small dude rally.
Even before that. Yeah, I go a little farther. And we can always add to it if we have to, so. Yeah, probably right.
We'll just pump it down and see where we're at.
Okay. More mud, isn't he?
Yeah, more than likely. I don't know. What's the...
How much you need?
I'm guessing close to a hopper.
You'll need quite a bit. A full hopper at least.
He said, was this 4,000 he's pouring? So how you know you got some air coming?
Slowing down.
Well, in between strokes, you'll still get a push, so that you know air's coming. Then you want to kind of back off or maybe move, point the hose in a different direction. See, like right now, how quick it come out.
Yep. I just turned it off.
All right, we're good, Billy.
And just get it pointed in a safe direction. Just want to pop.
I was gonna wait, but I
got,
was like,
and you got some more probably that might come out too. So
drag this up this way.
you want to put it? You want to take it to one of those trash piles or something, or?
He's gonna grade the yard out, so
Yeah.
probably be fine. Now should I try and drag that hose so this don't have a turn in it?
Oh, it's fine.
Suck it back.
Yeah, we'll just grab it. We'll take it up a little bit, and you can finish trying to pump out on the trash pile. Get the rest of the air out, and then you can suck back. The turns aren't that big a deal. It's just to make sure you're not kinked or have it pinched down some. That's the main thing about the turns.
So I can go ahead and pump. Should I pump at like 50 still?
Yeah, you can pump forward on like 80%. That way you got a good push. And then, like I said, just make sure you got to point it at a good direction. That it doesn't matter what gets splattered. And you might get another surge of air. Yeah, there's some coming. I can feel the vibration back here. That's probably good. Just let it finish out what it's got. I can still feel some vibrating. You still see some hose movement. It might make it out, then it may not.
Now I need the bag. Full reverse.
Yeah, go ahead and start reversing before you put the bag in. You probably want to give it about 8 or 10 strokes before you put the bag in. That way you've got the meat of it going back to the pump. Yep.
Yeah. And when that bag is wet like that, like that, and then you can just kind of wad it up.
She took off.
Yeah.
A lot of people swirl out by you.
Do what?
Swirl.
No, I've never seen. I've seen pictures of it, but I've never seen it in person.
Yeah.
Now we've had some older houses that they did the same thing on the plaster of the sheetrock.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it on the driveway.
Huh.
Did y'all do that?
Yeah.
That looked good.
Yeah.
Looks good in uniform. Looks nice. You just mag it? Is that what you're using, just a mag?
Yeah. I like a broom swirl better, but this builder doesn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Broom swirl, like just about anybody could do it. That's really hard to stay consistent with someone else.
Yeah. Y'all have to, I mean, you just start on a expansion joint and start it, or
Basically, or where I
how do you keep yourself straight, I guess what I'm asking.
basically try and if you get off crooked, come to your joints and then try and line back up.
Line back up with that.
Friday, but it was like a 90% chance of rain Friday, didn't rain.
Yeah.
Heck, Monday was 90% too, didn't rain at all.
Hey, you can wash that out there.
I can't believe a bag sausage is good.
I got tired of buying sponges because my guys were losing my sponges.
Yeah.
So I tried the bag one day. I thought, hell, that worked pretty well. And
That's how it was for our pump guy. Every time he'd blow it out that way.
yeah.
And it would just, shoom, he's looking in the woods for it and shit.
Yeah. So sometimes if you're having a hard time with it and you get past that collar, break that collar and push it, and then push all you can out again, because you're, you know, but now you probably got all the air voids out of this hose, so maybe it's having a hard time getting all that weight back.
Yeah.
So you can break it off and then pump out what you can, and then put the bag, wet the bag back up, and put it back in. It'll go back and go a lot faster. The Sunday's video, we did that a couple of times in that video.
Oh yeah, so there's that building stuff right here.
It just went. Yeah, he just let go. Yeah, that always helps when you can get some suction going like that. So you can break it. You can break it right there.
Break it there now. Like
Then,
this, man.
yep. Honestly, I probably haven't been sucking back as much as I do for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, usually I always just blew out and was done, but now I've gotten more. This is my favorite way to clean out. It's the safest way to clean out.
Right.
So it's got to be my favorite way. Especially in this, because on this machine you got control of where you can take and dump it.
Right.
If you need more mud in your slab, you just hook onto it, go over there and dump it in the slab.
Right.
You don't have to have a wheelbarrow or
You'll
anything.
notice too, when like this, if you're sucking backward or uphill like this, if the hopper's too low, it'll suck air. You almost have to keep the material right at the S tubes about like right now. Even with you suck back this much already, there's still no material in the hopper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we got it all pumped down then.
Yeah, it is all pumped out. So it ain't even covered the S tube yet of material in the hopper yet.
You basically never really want to leave it dry either, huh?
So no.
The drier, the harder it'll be.
Yeah.
But like I said, we can always air assist it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so if you're dry, they just put the hose to it.
you can, you know, if it's having a hard time. A lot of times you'll hear a big pop at the end of the stroke when it's pulling back, and that's it together and pushing air. More than likely, if you're hearing that big pop at the end of the stroke, you're not pulling anything back either. So.
You can hear it bubbling. Yeah, so now you got.
Yeah, so you're back now.
This off? You can, yeah. Here's your bag. As soon as it starts getting wider, that bag, especially going from a 2.5 to a 4, that bag ain't gonna expand.
Yeah, you can squeeze that whole
Losing its suction.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if Matt said anything to you or not, but it'd be a good idea to get you a couple of 4x4 blocks that are that
so it
width.
doesn't
And
spill
so
on.
you're sitting on the blocks and on the ground, and then it gives you some room too, also for the washout.
Right.
So,
Okay.
just I've been using I don't use that 4 to 3 that comes with it, so I've been sticking it under there. But I'm gonna get some 4x4 blocks just to
Okay.
stick under there, and that way you got it
Yeah.
sitting on, and it gives you a little more gap.
That'd be a good idea, really.
I started making these things 3 years ago.
And even when at the house, when I set it down to use my skid steer for other things, I set it down on those blocks. And my arms won't go down low enough to get, so I end up skidding it on the concrete, trying to get out from under it. So those blocks give me enough room to get up.
I agree with you. I did it because I was building the cabin remotely doing ICS.
Sand every time it switches over and the water starts coming out. Do you recommend opening the grate up, keeping it off, and squirting in there manually?
Usually just a few more, but once you start just getting sand and clean water, then you're usually good. You're usually good enough.
I see sand there.
You probably won't get it all out, but you'll use a ton of water to get that little bit out. But
So then probably call that good.
yeah, I wouldn't necessarily worry. Like I said, as long as you got clean water and clean material, you're probably fine. As long as you don't have a lot of rock still.
I think I've seen a picture somewhere. People were talking about sticking their hands in there, and a bunch of people were missing fingers.
Man, you would really, especially an S tube, you would really have to reach in to get that. A lot of guys end up getting them from, they manipulate the hopper grate safety, and they get inside of there washing, and it shifts over on them, and that's when they lose their stuff too. So it's best to just, they actually make a little washout.
Stick up in there.
You can kind of put it in and grab it.
Okay.
But it's just best not to have anything in there while it's moving.
Yeah.
Let's say this is like a city park sidewalk. Well, I don't want to stay on 500 feet of over. That's just here, 50 feet of over.
Right.
Yeah, that thing's badass.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one.
I did that 30 by 40 shop last Friday with 3-inch hose, and those guys were tickled to death with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think it pumps maybe just a hair slower, which this isn't a high flow.
Right.
But then the guy we normally use. But when we're doing a basement, you know, I mean, we're only pumping probably 2 trucks an hour. We're not going full power on his pump anyway, you know.
Most of my pull decks go kind of slow, so it doesn't really bother me none. Especially when there's a lot of drains in them and stuff.
Yeah.
So where you'll see the differences is when you're on an open slab like that 30 by 40. You know, that's the footings and everything.
Yeah.
But still, I was unloading the trucks in 20 minutes. It was 9-yard trucks. I was unloading in 20 minutes.
Was that a high flow?
Yes.
Yeah. You got a John Deere, don't you?
Yes.
You like that?
Yeah, I like my John Deere.
I thought about getting a talkie this year.
Yeah.
Because Cat, I mean, they quit making this style, the 259, because now it's all like the 255s, new gen, 265. And it's like this same size skid steer. Granted, it's all different design, but man, it was like 90 grand. I can get a talkie for like 75 grand of the same size.
So the John Deere house is not too far from us.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to know them. So when the skid steer I had last year, they actually give to me to use for about 6 months.
Huh.
And then they had to take it back because they had to get rid of all their 2023 inventory. And they were supposed to be getting me another one, but I finally told them, I said, look, I don't want a brand new one because I'm getting concrete on this damn thing, and I'm just nervous because it's not mine.
Yeah.
And I said, just find me a good used one. Well, he called me in March and said, hey, we just took one. It came from a city, a trade-in. He says, low hours, 3 years old. He says, it's pretty clean. And he said, we'll get you a good deal on the price. And so that's the one I bought. Had 1,400 hours on it. It's a 2021.
What size is that?
It's a 325. So it's the biggest one they make that doesn't have depth.
Okay.
So it's 74.5 horsepower.
Okay.
So it's a 325G is what it is. And I give for it, I think.
That ain't bad at all.
No. Cab, heat, and air. I mean, it's probably the only, if I had a gripe, it would be they smoked in it.
They smoked in it?
Yeah, but I'm starting to get that smell out of it.
That's what happened to this. I had a worker that smoked in it when we plow snow in the winter.
Yeah.
Hot boxing them in there. And it's like, man, this is bad.
But other than that, I like the machine. It works really well.
Yeah.
So, and they threw in a 500-hour warranty to go with it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So
that's pretty nice too on a used machine, you know.
Yeah, they took care of me on it for sure. But But I found some on Craigslist that are a little bit newer and a little bit more money, but they're still great machines. Or I mean, on Facebook Market.
Yeah.
So they're out there. Y'all are kind of chili connoisseurs here, aren't y'all?
What is that?
Chili connoisseurs?
I guess.
Y'all.
I like Skyline. Some people don't like it because they put like cinnamon in it.
So, but y'all put beans in your chili?
I think Skyline, you can get it either way.
Okay.
If it's got beans in it, it's meat sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got like a 3-way and a 5-way or something. 3-way, 4-way, 5-way. I think the 3-way doesn't have beans in it.
So I was actually on a flight. My first flight leg was to Nashville, and I was actually had a friend that was on that same flight.
Yeah.
So we sat together. She was telling me that she was like, "Oh, you got to try the chili. They put it on pasta." And I go, "What? They don't put chili on pasta." Yeah, they put it on spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's why I texted you.
Yeah. He said that we need to go to Skyline. The other guy did.
Oh, okay.
So. What he needs to do is get a drop receiver
Yeah.
on his setup.
See, on my pickup, my 3/4 ton, it's fine, but on my 1 ton,
It's too tall.
it's too low.
Oh, it's too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually is probably just right, but my jack isn't like 8 inches off the ground. It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So I'm getting rid of the trailer.
Cool. Well, we'll go get a couple bottles, get them filled up,
Okay.
and then
I'll shoot you a text or something once we're about.
because